The subject of this clip is war. War. You know, trade wars are called trade wars because they are often a prelude to kinetic wars. And the United States of America has been engaged in war my entire adult lifetime, but those wars have been waged mostly in countries that were unready to confront the U.S. military. Now, uh, after 20, 25 years of conflict, alliances have emerged and technologies have been developed that actually threaten the United States of America's far flung military assets, and in fact would, if push come to shove, threaten the survival of we the people right where we live here in the United States of America. There is a line of conflict right now that extends from the Ukraine all the way down to Yemen. That's where East meets West, and it's war. I mean, it's a big time war with millions of casualties. So this is not something to be minimized because we live in the peace and safety of Minnesota or Missouri or Montana. Right now, we're living in World War III. And Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu of Israel recently visited the United States, and there was a lot of talk about what was going to happen with Iran. Let's listen to a clip.
We're having direct talks with Iran, and they've started. It'll go on Saturday. We have a very big meeting, and we'll see what can happen. And I think everybody agrees that doing a deal would be preferable to doing the obvious. And the obvious is not something that I want to be involved with, or frankly, that Israel wants to be involved with if they can avoid it. So we're going to see if we can avoid it. But it's getting to be very dangerous territory. And hopefully those talks will be successful. And I think it would be in Iran's best interest if they are successful. We hope that's going to happen.
That's President Trump laying down a marker. Um, I'm very slow to judge. It says, judge not lest you be judged. And I know there's a lot of people that I respect that I see on X and in my personal life that are very suspicious of this process that it is a fait accompli that the United States and Israel are going to war with Iran. And that may well be the outcome. But I'm not so quick to judge. I think President Trump really would prefer and is trying to push for a peaceful resolution of the tensions around Iran's nuclear capacities and capabilities. Just because things are always screwed up doesn't mean they always will be screwed up. We have this sense of hopelessness about the Middle East and about this line of conflict. For example, in the Ukraine, in modern history, the British attacked Russia in 1805, the French attacked Russia in 1812, the British attacked again in 1853, Russia was occupied in 1917, the Germans attacked in 1942, then we had the Cold War, then we had this war, and the Russians did a tremendous amount of attacking on their own. So it would seem to indicate that there has always been war, there is war, and there always going to be war. In the Middle East, since Israel was established in 1949, there's been nothing but a series of ceasefires that broke up a continuous conflict that goes back 100 years. Uh, you know, uh, there are many, many Israeli Jews that are opposed to this war. There are many, many American Jews that are opposed to this war. It's like the Republican Party. We got a big group of Republicans, I think it's about half, that are all about one world government, one world economy, and this endless war to promote and defend democracy. And we got Republicans that are all about the sovereignty of the United States of America, of maintaining the republic. We got Catholics that are given over to changing Catholicism in a way it's unrecognizable. And then we got traditional Catholics. Every group seems to have a division between those that want globalism and those that want a traditional way of life. And this is something we're just gonna have to sort out now. You know, we're in a period of change that is unprecedented in world history. It's geopolitical change and it's technological change coming together at one time in a crossroads of human history. And you know, the rumors of war, the allocation of resources towards war, that's in our hands. That's in the hands of the American people. That's why we do politics. I want peace and prosperity. It's not a question of whether or not we're supporting Israel or supporting Ukraine. I want peace and prosperity for the United States of America. I'm an American after all. I came here, my family came here from another country. We came here for the opportunity to pursue our own happiness, to live in a country where our Creator guaranteed our life and our liberty. This is why people are in America. How is it that if people came here to pursue peace and prosperity, we're always at war? That is something we can change. Let's listen to the next clip.
I said, just, Bibi, if you have a problem with Turkey, I really think I'm going to be able to work it out. You know, I have a very, very good relationship with Turkey and with their leader. And I think we'll be able to work it out. So I hope that's not going to be a problem. I don't think it will be a problem. Now, with that being said, I believe it was Turkey, and I said that to him. I said it. I said, congratulations. You've done what nobody's been able to do in 2,000 years. You've taken over Syria with different names, but same thing. I said, you've taken it over. He's taken it over through surrogates. He goes, no, it was not me. I said, it was you. But that's okay. You don't have to say, well, it sort of maybe was me. Okay. But what he did, he's a tough guy and he's very smart. And he did something that nobody was able to do. You know, you got to hand it to him. Any problem that you have with Turkey, I think I can solve. I mean, as long as you're reasonable. You have to be reasonable. We have to be reasonable.
That is President Trump uh, highlighting his very strong and personal relationship with President Erdogan of Turkey. Turkey and Israel have emerged as the two regional hegemons, the powers in that Middle East region. And now, because Turkish supported forces have toppled the Assad regime, we got Turkish forces and Israeli forces right on top of each other. And there is a contention that could lead to armed conflict between two allies of the United States. NATO, you know, Turkey is the second largest military in NATO. And obviously, Israel has the backing of the United States of America. And what does President Trump say? He says, Bibi, come to me. As long as you're reasonable, there's no need for fighting. And that's President Trump's orientation. I hope he's not tricking me. I hope he's sincere, because if he's sincere and he stays focused on bringing about peace in all these different areas of conflict, peace is what we shall have. Peace will be the outcome for the American people. Peace will be something that we can give to our children. But make no mistake, there are people in the Republican Party and the Democrat Party that are paid to sow the seeds of chaos, to plant the seeds of conflict and violence. And it is only through the participation of we the people, it is only when we get involved in politics and sort out who are the war hawks and who are the people that are peaceful and elect those that seek peace, that we'll be able to guarantee for our children a world in which they can live and thrive and grow in their pursuit of happiness. This is David Penn, your host of the Penn News Hour. Thanks for joining. We'll be back with you soon again.